Hi there again. So welcome back to another video from Team K20 Academy. My name is Atul Kumar, and in this video I've asked our GoldenGate expert Ashish to cover about Oracle GoldenGate 12c. Now you're going to find this video interesting, particularly if you are a database administrator, be it Oracle database administrator or non-Oracle database like Sybase or Microsoft SQL or any database administrator, or you're a PL SQL developer or technologist who work on data replication, or you're working on infrastructure architect or a data architect for high availability and multi-data center or active as well as reporting purpose for mission critical implementations. You will also find this interesting if you want to learn new and latest technologies, or someone who is just starting into IT and wish to work on some of the best tool related to data replication. Now Ashish is expert in Oracle GoldenGate. He has worked on 50 plus Oracle GoldenGate implementation for some of the world's biggest and largest GoldenGate implementation for big banks and telecom companies across globe. He's currently based out of Canada, and where he help his customers in GoldenGate implementation and share his knowledge related to Oracle GoldenGate. Now what Oracle GoldenGate is a product from Oracle that replicates data from multiple Oracle and non-Oracle database or non-database sources to Oracle or non-Oracle databases. Now you can use this replicated data or the target data for reporting purpose, for high availability, or for various other functionality. So what Ashish is going to cover in this video is about who should be learning Oracle GoldenGate, what is Oracle GoldenGate, how Oracle GoldenGate works, 10-point checklist to learn Oracle GoldenGate 12c like an expert, and finally how to take your career to the next level by learning this latest and in-demand skill related to Oracle GoldenGate, mainly for DBAs, architects, and developers who are working on the reporting technologies. And at the end, I will also share how to get a free 1-hour session on Oracle GoldenGate where we cover everything related to Oracle GoldenGate. We run these free 1-hour session few times in a month. So if there's no current session going on, make sure you join the wait list on the page. So when we reopen these free sessions, you can rejoin these sessions to learn more about GoldenGate like an expert. So I'll hand over it to now Ashish.
So first of all, who should be learning GoldenGate? So anyone who has the will and zeal to learn new technology. First of all, I would say he should learn this new technology. This is one of the hottest technology in the market right now. So any DBAs, Oracle or non-Oracle database, GoldenGate is an Oracle product. However, any DBAs, it is beneficial to every database administrator. So if you are working as a SQL Server administrator, if you are working as Oracle database administrator, if you are working as Sybase database administrator, this tool will be beneficial to you. Any PL/SQL developer, I could see that there are some PL/SQL developers joining the session. So this tool would be beneficial to you as well. Then technology is responsible for data replication. If you are planning to implement any data replication, if you are planning to implement any disaster recovery solution in your environment, you should go for it. High availability data technology. So if you are responsible for ensuring that your database or data which you are working on should be highly available, you should learn that. So first of all, let us discuss about what is GoldenGate. So GoldenGate is a change data capture tool. Change data capture tool means it captures the changes from source database and apply it to target. So the benefit of using GoldenGate is it provides near real-time transactional replication. That means as soon as data gets committed on the source database, within seconds it is available on the target database. Using GoldenGate, you could implement it as a unidirectional, bidirectional, or multidimensional. So there are many ways to implement GoldenGate. Either you can implement GoldenGate in one-to-one replication, or you can implement GoldenGate in bidirectional, that is all the sites are active. Or you can also implement GoldenGate in multi-dimension. You can broadcast the data, you can consolidate the data using Oracle GoldenGate. So replication can involve several sources and targets simultaneously. So advantage of GoldenGate is you can have single source, multiple targets. That is, if you want to broadcast the data as per your requirement, you can do that. Or you can have multiple sources, you want to integrate that data to the single target. That means you want to consolidate. You are trying to implement GoldenGate for data warehousing technology. So you can use GoldenGate for that purpose. So replication can involve several sources and targets simultaneously, used for distributing data for backup, hot standby, auditing, reporting, warehousing, and load distribution. I'll give you one example. I was working with State Bank of India few years back in 2011. Now State Bank of India is one of the biggest database of India, in fact of the world as well. So at that moment their database size was around 43 terabytes. Now it must have increased to 60 terabytes. Now during the day they used to generate, in fact, 100 GB of redo, not only during the day, during the night time when their night jobs run, during 2 a.m. to 6 p.m. So it used to generate a lot of transactional logs. Now earlier they were using data guard for the replication purpose. I saw it personally that many a times data guard used to lag behind 24 hours because transaction volume was so huge in a single day. Data guard wasn't able to cope up with that much transactional log. So what used to happen, since there are a lot of reporting jobs running during the daytime. Now any organization, if you're working for banking and telecom domain, you can understand how much reporting jobs run in a single day. Now reporting jobs used to coincide with the online transactional processing. So what used to happen, it used to have lot of customer dissatisfaction, because what used to happen, their database response used to get slow because of these reporting jobs. Now as a team we proposed them the solution of using GoldenGate. So their primary server was kept in Mumbai, India, secondary server was kept in Hyderabad, India. So data guard was replicating data from Mumbai, India to Hyderabad, India. However, what we proposed them that we'll implement GoldenGate, which will replicate their data in real time, and they can run their reporting jobs from the Hyderabad server. So once it was implemented, you won't believe the performance of their database increased significantly and customer dissatisfaction came down drastically. So GoldenGate is a tool which you can use in multiple environments, multiple cases, for multiple solutions. I gave you just one example. However, with GoldenGate you can achieve several business cases. So I'll be discussing some of the few during as and when the session goes on. So using GoldenGate, another advantage is data can be replicated as it is, or replicated data may be edited, transformed. So GoldenGate has the capability of performing data filtration and transformation as per your requirement. Both DML and DDL may be replicated in whole or in part. So one of the major advantage of GoldenGate is you could have 100 tables on source. You want to replicate the data of 10 tables. It is possible in GoldenGate. You could have 100 schemas on source. You want to replicate the data of only 10 schemas on target. It is possible. You could have 100 tables on source. You want to replicate the data of only 10 tables. You can do that. You could have 100 rows transaction happening in a single table. You want to replicate the data of only 10 particular transactions. It is possible to do in GoldenGate. In GoldenGate, you can perform data filtration at the minimum level. You can achieve your requirement. Whatever requirement you have, you may achieve it using GoldenGate. So let us now move towards architecture of Oracle GoldenGate. That is how Oracle GoldenGate works. So the advantage of GoldenGate is GoldenGate can replicate the data between heterogeneous databases, and it can work on heterogeneous platforms as well. That is, Your source database could be Oracle or non-Oracle. Target could be Oracle or non-Oracle. By non-Oracle, we mean here the supported database of Oracle GoldenGate. So GoldenGate now has increased its support from 12C onwards. It is now supporting NoSQL database as well. From 11G R2, it increased its support to Informix database as well. So most of the database are now covered with GoldenGate. So GoldenGate provides you capability for replicating data between heterogeneous database. So another question which comes is, what is the difference between DataGuard and GoldenGate? GoldenGate can work on heterogeneous database and platforms. DataGuard can only work for Oracle. GoldenGate can work on any platform. Your source could be Windows, target could be Linux. GoldenGate can replicate the data. Your source could be Sun Solaris, target could be Exadata. GoldenGate will replicate the data. So your source database could be Oracle or non-Oracle. Target could be Oracle or non-Oracle supported database. So every database has its own transaction logs where the changes are stored. In Oracle, we call this transaction logs as redo logs or backup of redo logs, which are known as archive logs. So you create a GoldenGate capture process which reads the GoldenGate transaction logs in sequential manner and capture only the committed transactions. You need to keep in mind your transaction logs contains committed as well as uncommitted data. However, the GoldenGate capture process captures only committed transactions. It does not capture uncommitted transactions. So GoldenGate capture process reads your transaction logs in sequential manner and captures the committed transactions. Once it captures the committed transaction, it writes them to the trail file on local system, which are known as local trail. So trail file are nothing but binary format files which are part of your operating system. So Oracle GoldenGate trail files resides on your operating system. They consume the space on your operating system. They are just like your archive logs. Just like your archive logs at the database level are binary format, similarly trail files are binary format files, which gets returned to by the capture process. Local trail gets returned to by the capture process. Now once the data is available into local trail, GoldenGate data pump process reads the data out of your local trail, sends it over TCP IP network and writes it to trail file on target. This trail file on target is known as remote trail. As soon as data is available into remote trail, GoldenGate delivery process reads the data out of your remote trail and apply it to target database. So there are three processes responsible for GoldenGate replication in architecture: capture, pump and delivery. Capture process does the capture part, pump process does the FTP part, that is sending the data over the network, and delivery process applies the data over the network. At the start of the session, during introduction of GoldenGate, I mentioned GoldenGate is a change data capture. So capture process captures the changes which are happening in your environment. Once it captures, it writes them to the local trail. As soon as data becomes available into local trail, pump process reads the data from local trail, sends it over TCP IP network and writes it to remote trail. Now you need to remember here, pump process does not send the trail file over the network. It is sending the data over the TCP IP network. Data which gets returned to the local trail, it sends that data over the TCP IP network and writes it to remote trail on target. As soon as data becomes available into remote trail, the delivery process will read the data out of your remote trail and apply it to target database. So each process, if you see here, has a source to read from and a target to write to. So source for capture process is source database and target is local trail. Source for data pump is local trail and target is remote trail. Source for delivery process is remote trail and target is target database. So here is my 10-point checklist to learn Oracle GoldenGate 12c that will make you an expert in GoldenGate. So first is architecture of Oracle GoldenGate. So as we discussed, architecture of Oracle GoldenGate is very important. So it contains your extract process, how does it capture data process from source database, how does data flows from source to target server using data pump, what are GoldenGate trail files, how to apply the data using replica. Next is installation of GoldenGate. So what you need to learn, installation. So first of all, you will be downloading the software from Oracle website. Then installation of Oracle GoldenGate. What are the subdirectories involved in Oracle GoldenGate environment? How to prepare your database for GoldenGate replication. So these are some screenshots which you'll be coming across during the session. Then how to configure and prepare your environment for your GoldenGate replication. So here we'll be discussing what are the prerequisites at the database level, how to configure manager process, how to start the manager process, how to configure the global file in your environment. Then what is online change synchronization in your environment? What is integrated extract versus classic extract? What is integrated replicate versus classic replicate? Then we'll be discussing about parameter files. So how to comprehend and understand parameter files. How to configure new parameter files. How to implement security. As we discussed, security is one of the most important topics. So what is user ID, alias and credential store? How to perform trail file encryption. How to create wallet in your environment. Then how to troubleshoot. So once GoldenGate is configured, so you should be understanding how to troubleshoot GoldenGate issues, and that's where GoldenGate administrators come into picture, and also that's what we are paid for. So how to create discard file, how to add a new table in already existing environment, how to adjust the extract and replicate based on SCN database logs and timestamp. So there is one of the question which comes, can we roll back the transactions in GoldenGate? No, we cannot roll back the transactions. However, definitely you can move back your processes back in time to reapply the transaction. Then 8th checkpoint list contains how to manage Oracle GoldenGate in your environment. So you should be knowing how to manage trail files, how to perform automatic process startup using GoldenGate. Then how to use reporting and statistics in your GoldenGate environment. Then another important topic is how to read trail files using GoldenGate. There is a Logdump utility to help you out. And last is performance. So any tool, GoldenGate is a tool which is very much dependent on the performance. Why GoldenGate is a preferred technology in comparison to its competitors? It is because of its performance. So performance of any change data capture tool is measured in two aspects, lag and checkpoint. So GoldenGate scores above its competitors in both these parameters. So you should be knowing how to monitor the lag, how checkpoint works in Oracle GoldenGate. So why should we learn Oracle GoldenGate? So there are a lot of jobs related to GoldenGate in the market. Now, why many organizations are moving towards GoldenGate? Why many organizations are moving towards GoldenGate is there are couple of reasons. Apart from technical reason, there is one of the financial reason as well. Many organizations sign end user license agreement with Oracle. So in end user license agreement, they are free to sign any tool, they are free to use any tool of Oracle on any number of servers. Now GoldenGate is a tool which has a licensing cost, and licensing cost may depend on the salesperson whom they are engaged to. So when they sign end user license agreement, they are free to use any Oracle product on any server. So the business requirement which GoldenGate support, it gives lot of value to their organization. So they are using GoldenGate in their environment. And when GoldenGate is used, then there are a lot of jobs in the market. And still there are not many GoldenGate administrators available in the market as of now. So GoldenGate is used for data consolidation and replication and is being used by all big clients, and they have big budget for same. So you should be learning GoldenGate if you want to pay more. So today employers accept DBAs. Developers want to know more about GoldenGate since GoldenGate is a niche skill and is high in demand skill as well. So with cloud implementations, customers want real-time replication from on-premise to cloud or cloud to on-premise. So there are number of business requirement, number of jobs related to GoldenGate. And if you want to upskill yourself, if you want to stay ahead in your career, like you will, as I mentioned earlier, if you'll go in market, you may find 100 database administrators. However, if you look for GoldenGate administrators, you will find only 5. So definitely your requirement, you will always be in high demand. So I don't want to scare you, but this is the truth. So you should be learning, you should be upskilling yourself to stay ahead of your peers in the market. So these are the latest news which you are getting. So there are a lot of GoldenGate administrator jobs, especially if you ask me, in North America, USA, Canada, India, UK, all over the world, there are a lot of jobs in the market. However, there are not good resources who understand Oracle GoldenGate and how to implement as per client's requirement. So that's where you come into picture. Today, company needs skilled professionals who can implement and set up Oracle GoldenGate as per their requirement, who can troubleshoot the GoldenGate issues, who can implement GoldenGate in their environment. So your demand comes into picture. So this is the course which we are presenting to you now, Oracle GoldenGate 12c Administration, where you will be learning everything related to GoldenGate. The training will cover every aspect from basics to advanced. So let us discuss about modules which we'll be discussing during the training. So in the first module, we'll be discussing about overview and introduction to Oracle GoldenGate. So first we'll be discussing about overview of Oracle database, architecture, then Oracle GoldenGate replication solution for live reporting, real-time data warehousing, live standby database and high availability. Then we'll be discussing about supported database and platforms and what are the advantages of Oracle GoldenGate over its competitors. We'll be doing some inspection related to GoldenGate and its competitors. Then we'll be discussing about Oracle GoldenGate architecture. Today we have discussed only 10%. We'll be discussing during the training. You will be understanding how does architecture works. Remember, nothing goes out of your architecture. Whenever you are configuring GoldenGate, whenever you are troubleshooting any GoldenGate issue, your architecture comes into picture. So we'll be discussing about architecture in more detail what we have discussed today. So we'll be discussing about all the components and concepts, how the process data flow. And what are the design considerations you need to keep in mind? Like when you're configuring GoldenGate for the first time for your client, what are the design considerations you need to? Then we'll be discussing about in module 3 how to install GoldenGate. So how to download, what are subdirectories, how to prepare your database. Then we'll be configuring and preparing the environment. So this training would be completely hands-on training. So in module 5 we'll be discussing about DML replication. So here we'll be doing description and demo, how to configure extract, how to configure data pump, how to configure your replicate process, and how to assign trail files to each process. In module 6, we'll be discussing about initial load using GoldenGate, how to get two databases into sync initially using Oracle GoldenGate, and how it is different from database utilities like export, import, arm duplicate, or transportable table space. We'll be discussing about that. In module 7, we'll be discussing about strategy related to zero downtime migration and upgradation using Oracle GoldenGate. Module 8 will cover parameter files. So parameter files are the heartbeat of Oracle GoldenGate. Just like at the database level, you have control file. Similarly, at the GoldenGate level, we have parameter files. So what are the parameters? How to comprehend existing parameter file? How to configure new parameter file? So during the training or after completion of the training, you may be asked to work in the environment wherein you have to configure GoldenGate as per new requirement, or you may ask to support an environment where GoldenGate is already there. So therein you should be able to understand how to comprehend existing parameter file or how to configure new parameter. Next we'll be discussing about in module 9 about data definition file. We'll be discussing overview, then when should we be using it, what are the types of data definition file, and how to configure data definition. In module 10, we'll be discussing about DDL replication using GoldenGate. So earlier we were discussing about DML transaction which require exclusive commit, insert, update, delete. However, DDL replication are auto commit. So how to replicate your alter, drop, create transactions. Then in module 11, it would be bidirectional replication. So one of the major advantage of GoldenGate is it supports a bidirectional replication as well. So what is CDR? What is active-active bidirectional? What is active-passive? We'll be discussing in module 11. Then module 12 will be discussing another important aspect of Oracle GoldenGate, which is how to configure security in GoldenGate environment. So here we'll be discussing about user ID alias, wallet creation, and password encryption. Basically, we'll be storing password in credential store here. Then in module 13, I'll be developing, or this troubleshooting part would be covered during the whole training session. It won't be part of as a separate module, but it would be covered during the training. So basically this training will be done to implement in your mind to develop the strategy of approaching any issue. See, whenever any issue comes, your approach should be proper. If your approach is proper, you can troubleshoot any issue in GoldenGate. So I'll be developing in your mind how to approach an issue, how to troubleshoot any particular issue. That's what you'll be getting. So here we'll be discussing, along with that approach, we'll be discussing what is discard file, how to create it, how to add a new table in your already running environment, how to adjust your processes based on SC and database logs, etc. Then we'll be discussing about how to manage your Oracle GoldenGate environment. Module 15 will cover about performance of Oracle GoldenGate. That is how to monitor GoldenGate, how to monitor lab. We'll be discussing in module 15. And then in module 16, we'll be discussing about how to read your trail files using Logdump utility. So with the training, you will get dedicated machine for practice purpose. You will get your WhatsApp group support, and also one of the major advantages, you have unlimited retake of live session for next 3 years. And post session recording is also available on portal that can be replayed again for recap as well. So if you miss any session, you need not to worry about. So with that session, you will be getting lot of activity guides for practice. And it's my assurance for everyone, even if you are the first time or if you want to change your line, it's my assurance if you'll follow whatever we are discussing during the training and if you'll implement these activity guides, I can assure you, you will be ahead 3-4 years in your GoldenGate career. You won't be starting, but you'll be ahead by 3-4 years. That's my assurance. So you'll be getting a lot of activity guides. So you'll be getting activity guide related to installation of GoldenGate. Then you'll be performing DML replication using GoldenGate 12c multi-tenant architecture. Then you'll be receiving parameters, activity guide related to parameters. Then you'll be receiving initial load activity guide. Then you'll be performing call map, data transformation and data filtration. Then how to perform DDL replication, how to add columns to source tables while your extract is running. Then how to add new tables in your environment. As I discussed, if you have 20 tables, if as per business requirement, you need to add new tables. So how you can proceed. Then it's one of the common issue, like out of 100 tables, if single table goes out of sync, what you will be doing. So you'll be receiving the activity guide for that. Then in activity guide 10, you'll be receiving GoldenGate security implemented related feature. Then again, GG trail file encryption is a security feature of GoldenGate. Then how to implement DevGen utility. So you'll be getting live WhatsApp support with the session. So I'll now request Akash to take over.
So well, that's it from Ashish about Oracle GoldenGate, covering what, why and how to learn Oracle GoldenGate. And if you want to take your career to the next level, stay ahead in your career and work on latest and in-demand skill, then I would like to invite you to join our Oracle GoldenGate training that's available on k20academy.com GoldenGate03. And as I said in the start, if you need to register for a free 1-hour session, join our waitlist on k21academy.com/GoldenGate02. The one URL that you see on screen 01 is for interview questions. And if you'd like to attend a free 1-hour session, we run these sessions a couple of times in a month. So join the waitlist on page k21academy.com/GoldenGate02. And then when we reopen these free 1-hour session, you will get an email notification from contact@k21academy.com. Let me do a quick recap on what we covered in this video. We covered who should be learning Oracle GoldenGate, what is Oracle GoldenGate, how Oracle GoldenGate works, 10-point checklist to learn Oracle GoldenGate 12c like an expert, and finally how to take your career to the next level by learning this latest and in-demand skill related to Oracle GoldenGate, mainly for DBAs, architects, and developers who are working on the reporting technologies. If you like this video, share it with your colleagues and read more about GoldenGate on our blog k21academy.com/blog. Don't forget to join waitlist to get a free 1-hour session on Oracle GoldenGate and get useful information related to Oracle GoldenGate 12c. I'll see you soon in my next video.